Sometimes it comes down to like, are you really willing to do and go the extra length and do the extra shit that it's going to take for you to actually like make it to the destination or your life purpose or where you're trying to get. Your success a lot of times is going to be determined and based upon what you're willing to take, not how hard you work, not even how you work. In general, is your success a lot of times is going to be based upon what you're willing to go through and how unique you're willing to live when it comes to your assignment and your life mission. I say this because like being an astrologer is not easy. Like people see, the easy part of it, which is of course it's a lot of them. There's a lot of astrologers, of course. You see that, you go online, there's thousands of them. So people see that aspect and they don't see, the dark side of it. What it took for these people to actually learn how to become good astrologers. What gifts these people actually have as astrologers that they may have to suppress just to exist in this matrix. See, a lot of us have gifts. And we have to learn how to balance these gifts with the real live version of the matrix, meaning that a lot of times the matrix doesn't facilitate spirituality and uniqueness. So it really comes down to, in this world, when it comes down to art, it's really about how much darkness and pain you're willing to take. I look at it more now as a sport more than ever. I used to didn't always look at it like this. But now I look at it as a sport more than ever, and it's like, how much pain are you willing to take? How many extra hours are you willing to work versus your competitor? Even when your competitor is someone that's not in your field. Very important in astrology. Because astrology is everything, literally. So your competitor is a lot of times in astrology is going to end up being another field altogether. Like, how some fields, they kind of compete against each other. On astrology, we don't have to compete against each other. Like, I could make probably more money if I really wanted to. Of course, I don't have the time to do this. But if I had the time to do this, I could probably make more money off of just teaching and referring people to other astrologers than I could ever make doing astrology readings. I could make more money talking about astrology and promoting astrology than I could doing astrology readings, and send all of those people to another astrologer for free and probably come out with more money. Because astrology, that's how it is. It's not really based on the science itself. It's real, but astrology is based upon the world. Astrology essentially is nothing but the conversation or how to talk about popular thought. If you really want to know what astrology is, like on the deepest definition, one of my deeper definitions, is nothing but the mere expansion, or it's another word I'm looking for. It's nothing but the examination of the world stage from different aspects, from the mind of an occultist versus from the mind of someone that's born into this world, ignorant, and that's never been in this world or don't really know anything. So a lot of times it's about, what you're willing to go through, that extra book that you're willing to read, that extra sentence that you're willing to take, like that extra reading that you may not want to do. Like I had to do a reading for somebody that used to be my ex, and she's sitting up here wanting to tell me how good the sex was and everything in the reading. Imagine how that made me feel. I think that made me feel real happy about myself. Imagine after that I have to go and do another reading. And then you like, well, why y'all charging $300 and $400 and stuff like that for readings? Because you putting yourself out there. I'd like to see you guys do one reading in your whole life and still be a normal person and come out. Because people say, well, they want to do the science. And they're like, well, if you're getting paid that much, I want to do it. Go ahead and do one reading and see how you feel after that. After you do your first reading, you may not even want to do this anymore. 9 times out of 10. And then you may not even understand it because you may get locked into doing readings to where you don't even know how to make any money off of it. So it's about your success. And I'm going to say this to close down because this is just another hype episode to keep you guys stimulated on becoming something for real out here. Take what you do for real. Don't play around with it. It's a gift that was given to you by your parents, and money and stuff like that was spent by your family to, promote your gifts and to live this comfortable U.S. lifestyle where you kind of like or a domesticated animal where you don't have to necessarily struggle, don't take that for granted. You better live your life to the fullest. It's like an inheritance. You manage your inheritance and you turn that inheritance into a kingdom. That's your job. When you inherit something, it's your job to turn it into a kingdom. And it's your job to be willing to go the extra mile, to take the extra step, to work the extra day, to learn the extra word. That's right. So that you can become something, to know something more than you knew yesterday. What did you learn today? Do this in assignment. See how hard this is. Learn 15 things every day. See if you can keep up with that. 15 things every day, and then try to go back at the end of the week and see how many things. Because at the end of the week, if you learn 15 things a day, at the end of the week, you've been unlearned over 105 different things. You want to go back at the end of the week and see if you can remember those 105 things. What did you learn that's new? And then go ahead and apply that and watch you become a different person. You're going to be shocked yourself because you're going to be like, damn, I'm a totally different person. Because when you learn something, let me tell you something, you learn something, it's going to make you function different. See, people go out here and they take classes, man, and they spend thousands of dollars on what? How to become more disciplined and change themselves. People are willing to spend millions of dollars on rehab just to stop doing something and become better at something. Don't you realize how much this is worth? If you can actually take in this information and make it become a part of you and your heart and allow this information to change you on a conscious level, do you know how much that's worth? No assistance from the outside world. Doing all of this from your own mind, from your own consciousness, from your own wisdom. What is that worth? So this is how you appraise yourself. When you start appraising yourself, this gives you what's called finesse. And this gives you what's called swag. Because now you have finesse, and now you have a way, or you have essentially a rapport about yourself, or aura about yourself, or a way that you carry yourself. You know how much that's worth? Versus the person that's just lost out here, don't really know how to carry themselves, don't really know how to move and shake and move and matrix. So take that extra step, go that extra mile, do something more than you did yesterday.